What is up, guys? This is CaptainCW bringing you guys another Contract Wars weapon review. Today we are going to review a very highly requested weapon, a highly looked at weapon, the P90 Devgru, which is in short the modified counterpart of its little brother, the CR standard P90. Today we have Luftangreifer with us to give you guys a deeper insight into the weapon itself, go over some real life stats, and summarize its in-game performance to help you guys decide if this weapon is for you. Then I will share a brief summary of how the stats perform compared to its CR based alternative, and give you guys a deep insight and a personal opinion on the weapon. You probably already have checked out Luftan's channel, but if you haven't, make sure you head over there and check out his content. He makes a lot of Contract Wars videos and other games that you will enjoy. Alright, so let's get started.
Okay, what is up guys, Luftangreifer here as always, and thank you for having me in this review. To begin with, let's look at some main facts of the P90. The P90 was designed in 1986 by FN, a Belgian-based manufacturer. It was in service since 1991 and is still in use presently by over 40 nations. In the US to this day, the P90 is in use of over 200 law enforcement agencies, including the US Secret Service and so on. This weapon was originally marketed as a PDW, that stands for Personal Defense Weapon, but the P90 can also be classified as a submachine gun or a compact AR. Now let's look at the in-game stats of the P90 Devgru to give you guys a little more clue on how it would perform in-game. The biggest drawback of the P90 would be its price tag, set at 1100 GP. This weapon is one of the most expensive items available in-game. Accuracy is 65, which you will notice is not too much of an issue in the closer range scenarios, but you may face some trouble hitting further targets. Recoil is set at 45 and most importantly 26 damage per bullet, which is not too good. However, considering its high fire rate of 95, you should be good to go. Mobility is 68, reload 54, both are decent, and 20 penetration, which is a standard value for a SMG class weapon. The P90 holds 50 bullets per magazine, and weapon task is not available at the moment. Looking at the damage drop-off chart, we see that the effective range is up to 40 meters, dealing 26 damage, while its maximum range is higher than 85 meters, reducing its damage to a very low amount. So now, back to you, Captain.
Alright, so thanks for the insight, Luftan. Now we're going to look at how the P90 Devgru compares to the CR alternative. Basically the weapon set 5, the standard P90, the FN P90. So after we look over that, I'm going to give you guys my personal opinion and then we'll conclude there. So the FN P90 right out the box is going to have an accuracy of 61, recoil of 50, damage of 27, fire rate of 95, mobility of 69, and reload of 54, and also a penetration of 20. And these stats may be very similar to the P90 Devgru, but you have to keep in mind that right out the box, this weapon is just equipped with a iron sight and no barrel attachments like the P90 Devgru. So you're not going to be equipped with a holographic sight and a silencer like the P90 Devgru. But with that in mind, you can always W-task this weapon, and once you do, you're going to be just equipped with a collimator sight, not a silencer, so there's no chance to get a silencer in this weapon. So keep that in mind when you're considering if you want the Devgru or just the standard P90. So the accuracy is going to go up to 66 once you've equipped the collimator, and the recoil is going to go down to 47, which is good, and the mobility is also going to take a drop to 65, which is not drastic. It just, I guess, the weapon gets a little heavier once you've got an attachment on it. So, there are the stat cards right on your screen right now. You can compare them to yourself, and there are the stats right there. So now that we looked at the how it performs to the CR alternative statistically, I'm gonna give you guys my opinion of it and why I think it's worth buying over the standard P90. Alright, so besides the obvious that the GP, the positives of having a GP weapon, being unbreakable and whatnot, I'm just going to be talking about the positives of having the P90 Devgru over the standard P90. Now, first of all, if you want a silenced P90, there's no chance for you to get a silencer for the P90 for the standard one. So even if you W-task it, you're just going to be equipped with a collimator sight. Now, I really like the holographic sight on this P90 Devgru, the modified P90. It's very easy to see all your targets. It's very clear. It's big, so definitely like that. That's a very big positive. And I like how it's equipped with a silencer. And this weapon performs very well in these close range encounters. Now, one thing I wanted to just emphasize is that this is not a weapon meant for picking off targets in the longer ranges. And same goes for the standard P90. Basically, they both have the same characteristics in terms of how far they can hit the targets, damage drop off, and etc. So now that we compared how the P90 Devgru compares to the standard P90, I hope I convince you that the P90 Devgru is a much better weapon. Now I'm going to actually talk about the Devgru itself and give you guys my personal opinion rather than just compare it. So firstly, I really like how this weapon has a 50 mag capacity. Now this is one thing I really want to emphasize. Now this weapon is meant I personally think the developers made this weapon for closer range scenarios like Bay 5 or a Day 7, or these very compact maps typically meant for deathmatch. Now, I'm not saying this weapon is only meant for these really close ranges, but I personally think it performs best in these closer ranges. Now, one thing I discovered about this weapon, you don't have to be really aggressive with it because of the 50 mag capacity and the really high fire rates. You can afford to stay back a little, be more not be too aggressive, kind of stand your ground and pick off targets like that. That's personally how I played with this weapon. And if it suits your playing style, therefore if you like playing in very compact maps, but you kind of like camping, like, let's be honest, it is a good tactic sometimes. So if you kind of do like camping, this weapon always does well in picking off targets, and when you're standing your ground and you're just on these one-on-one gunfights, it performs really well. Now, this is nothing that can be displayed by stats. This is just from my personal experience, and I'm sharing that with you guys, hopefully to help you decide if this weapon is for you. So there's that. The 50 mag capacity is definitely good. Now, the silencer, the fact that you can't get a silencer in the standard P90, that's definitely a good thing. And I also really like the holographic sight on this. It's definitely unique. It's very big, therefore you can see your targets. There's nothing really blocking. There's nothing really obstructing your view. So that's my positives on this weapon. I can't really think of something negative besides its accuracy on the longer ranges, but as I said, I don't think this weapon is meant for these longer ranges. So that is pretty much it for this review. I hope I helped you guys out in terms of deciding if this weapon is for you. So then again, if you guys like playing in these closer ranges, and if you guys aren't too aggressive, you guys like to stand your ground, you can be aggressive with this weapon, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's a definitely good weapon for close range scenarios. So yeah, that is it for this review. If you guys want to see a specific weapon, let me know what weapon you guys want to see in the next video. The most requested weapon I usually do first, so first priority is the most requested. So yeah, that is it for this video. I will see you guys next time.